Respectfully, I appreciate men. You don't have to tell me. I know men have a purpose in my life. I cannot live without a man. I'm not the person to argue that. I love me some men. Okay. I love to see y'all walking. I love to see you going. You be coming and going on the roof, under the basement. I love to see it. It's a beautiful thing. We love
talk
you.
that talk, Queen.
You I'm not the one that you have to have this conversation with. I love all hail to the men. You feel me? So
that copy paste statement Via just made. Copy paste statement Via just made.
Yeah, I'm trying.
I get that. So what I'm saying to you is,
nigga, just get to the point. That's her point. Say what you got to say.
Because if you're saying
you fishing, stop fishing. Say your point.
So if you're saying,
I never knew your name was Shan, unless you want to tell us something on Sunday.
Look, this is my thing. There are things that men are great at now.
Okay, you saw what he did. I mean, get to your point. I agree with Shan. Who did this?
No.
Who did that? Who the fuck else gonna do it? What's the point, man? That's all.
Conversation.
My bad.
I was building.
Okay, go ahead. Maybe I'm gonna let you finish. Sorry, my apologies.
Oh, so now when I hear you say the things about washing dishes and just moving shoes, the minuscule things that women don't think twice about in yesteryear, that seems to be problematic nowadays, because we could all agree that we're no longer in non-traditional times, but y'all still want traditional men. You don't want traditional men, Shay?
Well, I help pay some of the bills. So this is the thing. So let me ask you a question, Kenny.
Answer the question.
Are you saying I should sleep with the man who cleaned my roof off? I should sleep with the man who cleaned my pipe, because it wasn't a man in the house. So should I sleep with these men? What should I do for these men? What do you suggest I do for these men who are doing these things for me?
I don't think anybody was talking about sleeping with any of these men. No. I'll let Kenny finish. Go ahead.
No, Lewis. I'll let you piggyback, because I know you know exactly where I'm going with this. Maybe my voice is offensive.
So are you real quick? No read on sarcasm. Louis, so real quick, you just stated laziness, right? Is it too much to ask an adult to pick up after themselves? A man, woman, anybody that's an adult to pick after themselves.
I don't believe that it is hard to ask somebody to pick after themselves, but I also do believe that you need to set certain parameters, especially when you moving in with people. Because look, before you moved in, you had to have been over each other's house at some point. Hey, come over for dinner, come over for lunch. Hey, come over for Netflix and chill. Whatever the case may be. You walked into their kitchen. Was it clean? Was the dishes popped up? Was the trash overfilled? Was the recycling bin not taken out? Was their bathroom disgusting? Was the toilet seat up or down? Did you see the yellow stings around? Like, what type of hygiene and living condition does this person have?
That didn't just appear.
Surprisingly, I'm gonna be on record for saying this. I have brought women over to my crib during the dating stage when I was single. And they look at my crib, they're like, "Oh, wow, your place is like very clean." And wait until they walk into the bathroom, shower, it has the different, you know what I'm saying, the bath salts and all this and that. They're fucking surprised. Like that's the most rave I get. And there's fruit, you know what I'm saying? And it tells me psychologically at some point, I'm like, what type of man have you fucking been dealing with that you walk into their crib and you're like, I get like a standing ovation, like you walk into the Hiltons or the Ritz-Carlton.
That's why I think you like pigs, bro.
And it tell me, I was like, yo, I could tell you really haven't really been dating these. I could tell when women make that kind of comment and they'll be like, well, I deserve this and this and this and that. If you came to my crib and you already seen how I live and how I move, you know what I'm saying, what I'm getting in and out of and all this and that, and you're like, wow, all this and that, like I'm very surprised, then I can tell you have not been dating high caliber men or men who have their life in order. So therefore, you saying I deserve all this and this and that. You've never experienced those things to be requesting any of that.
Okay, so you just
that wasn't even the point that he was trying to make, though.
Tell her, Shan.
So let me just say this. First of all, in Atlanta, people outsource cleaners, right? So when you have a woman, that you expect that woman to do what you normally would have outsourced now that you have a woman in the house. That it is very popular that people have a person who comes in and cleans up after them, right? So just like it's very popular, just like I outsource. Like I could have been like, why don't you get up on the roof and clean it? But I'm not gonna do. I've always done it. I've always, it'd be, to me, it'd be different if I said, oh, when he comes home, he's the person on the roof. He cleans the roof. He's the person who does this, this, and this. That wasn't what I experienced. However, when I got into that relationship, and I was young, don't get it twisted, I had to take over the outsourcing. Like he no longer had that person come anymore. It became me. You understand what I'm saying?
Non-traditional. But here's the dynamic that I was trying to show you peacefully without interjection. Men don't whine the majority of the time with the things that you ask. They just do it. If the shoes are there, hear me out. The majority of men don't whine. They just do it. If there's something out of line, they just do it. If Hank goes downstairs and something's off kilter, he's not going to, and she passed it, he's not going to ask her. He's just going to do it. But when you flip that dynamic, this is what we receive. That's why I pointed out certain qualifiers. You understand? When you said if someone moves in your house and you didn't inspect, I'm going back to that, what you expect. That means you're poorly vetting again. Not saying you and don't internalize it, but generalize.
To clarify, he didn't move into my house. You asked me when was the last time I had my house. This wasn't the same situation.
I said general. Young. I didn't say specific. I said don't internalize it. I was using what you put on the table.
So I just wanted to clarify, this particular person, I moved into his house. He did not move into my house. It's just that when you asked that question, you didn't ask in that situation. You said,
that makes it worse though.
Roof.
That makes it worse though. Because Lewis just gave a glowing explanation. Because I'm sure you didn't go by his house once, twice. You went by there a lot of times. So you had to see the layout of what stuff was around. That means it was acceptable to you and you moved into it.
He had a cleaner. I just said that.
Yeah, but nonetheless.
No help.
But nonetheless. So the cleaner came every day?
No. So one, let me just give you things. This is when I'm in my 20s. This is not like I'm 30, 40 and we had the YouTube space, right? This is a guy I'm dating in my 20s, my mid to late 20s. And you deal with a lot of things that you necessarily wouldn't deal with. Now I'm older, hindsight is beautiful. You feel me? So at this particular time, no, I had to learn. That was my learning point. No, it's important for me to be with somebody who lives the way that I live. We don't have children together or anything like that. That's important to me. I need somebody who can pick up after themselves, who's not a sloth, who doesn't necessarily have to go to a cleaner. They do it themselves. They just pick up after themselves. That's something I had to learn for myself. You understand? Because we're not all perfect. We all make mistakes. And this was clearly in my 20s. I want to clarify.